Yeah, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Let me see. Just a minute. So, if you have any questions, guys, you can just put your questions in the question block. Okay, and continuously you can chat with me over the chat box. Okay. So, just in today's session, we are going to discuss about how to become a DevOps engineer. Okay. Uh, It is one of the popular, you can say, IT job in the market. Okay, so I will tell you how to become a DevOps engineer, and I will brief you about the a complete roadmap. Okay, that which will let you know how to become a successful DevOps engineer in the IT world. Okay, so let's start with next PPT. Next slide of this PPT. Before I will jump into to tell you, or I will tell you what exactly the roadmap and why you want to become a DevOps engineer. First of all, we have to understand what is DevOps engineer. Why DevOps engineer you are looking for? What is the scenario in IT organization nowadays? Okay, so DevOps engineer is one of the most demanding job profile. Okay. Where you won't see any sign of slowing down the demand of DevOps engineer in current IT world. Okay, so if I compare from the last 3 to 4 years, so the demand of DevOps professional has been increased by more than 45 to 50%. Okay, so the number and the growth of the DevOps engineer is in terms of salary, if I can say, it is rapidly growing. Okay, exponentially you will see. Okay, now DevOps is actually is one of the challenging job that requires skill set from the different you can say from the different part of IT world. If I say from the Linux point of view, from the programming point of view, from the automation point of view, so a number of things will be there in the track so that you become a successful DevOps engineer. Okay, so I will tell you the roadmap and everything, so which will give you a proper understanding how to become a DevOps engineer. So I told you job opportunity, salary of DevOps engineer. Okay, every organization. Okay, if any names comes in your mind, you will see there will be a position for hiring DevOps engineer. Okay, and DevOps engineer, to if you become a DevOps engineer, then you will be have a multiple streams where you want to go as a DevOps engineer. So I will tell you all those options also at the last of this session. Okay, so job opportunities, it's just an example. Okay, if you go and look any of the job portal, LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, okay, whatever you will see a lot of DevOps openings are there. It can be DevOps engineer, DevOps consultant, DevOps specialist. Okay, DevOps infrastructure automation. So a lot of opportunities are there. Okay, so you need not to worry about, at least for next 10 years. It's not going to slow down at all. Okay, now before moving further, let's talk about who is DevOps engineer. Okay, why DevOps engineer? Now let's try to understand who is going to be a DevOps engineer. So DevOps engineer is an IT professional. Okay, it's nothing like, okay, any IT professional can become a DevOps engineer who collaborates. That means the person who is going to become a DevOps engineer, he has to collaborate with the different developers, sysadmin, or other IT staff with having a thorough knowledge of various automation tools. That is what a DevOps engineer. That's why I told you that it is a challenging job. Okay, but it's not that much hard. It's not that much complex that you can't become a DevOps engineer. You can. So as you progress, or as you start getting adequate experience in the field of IT, automatically you automatically you will understand what are the different platforms, what are the different tools. From the DevOps point of view, you have to learn. Okay, so there will be a continuous learning process if you want to become a successful DevOps engineer. Okay, so as I told you now, a DevOps engineer can be responsible for various role and responsibility. So that is what I was telling you, that you will be have a multiple streams. Okay, that you are going to work. Like for example, DevOps with cloud, DevOps with build and release, DevOps with infrastructure automation, DevOps with middleware. So you will get multiple uh, streams. Okay, so it's just not DevOps engineer. You will get a chance to work in multiple streams, so you won't get bored at all, because it is a continuous learning, continuous so you will see in coming years the technologies change a lot, and it is going to be change. Okay, so in next 10 years you will see there will be a huge boom in from the DevOps point of view. Okay, now the role and responsibilities will be project planning. If you get hired as a DevOps consultant or DevOps specialist or DevOps architect, so project planning, software development and deployment, quality assurance, testing, security and automation, maintenance, troubleshooting. So you will get a very vast role and responsibilities, and whatever wherever you want to go, you can go it. So that's why. So now every job, you will see previously you will, the opening like Linux admin or build and release or system admin, or you can say the infrastructure system engineer. So those kind of jobs opening now turned into the DevOps. So now they want everywhere DevOps. Okay, so you should have all the knowledge from the infrastructure point of view to the middleware as well as automation. So everything comes in your plate. Now you have to decide in which stream you want to go. Okay, so let's move. Salary, yeah, definitely. The salary structure of DevOps engineer is very demanding. Okay, you just, if you have at least, even if you have a couple of year of experience, you will get your salary in double digit very easily. I'm talking in lakhs. Okay, so it's a very demanding job. Okay, just you have to make sure, if you understand the basics while learning DevOps, it's very easy for you to crack a job of minimum 10 lakhs. Okay, and you will get it. I will tell you, I have seen some of the financial institutions where the minimum salary of DevOps engineer, that means I'm talking about from the fresher point of view, it's start from 11 lakhs. Okay, so you need not to worry about it from the salary point of view. Your package is going to be increased exponentially. Okay, very easily. If you switch after 2 to 3 years from one organization to other organization, you will get minimum 100%, like very easily. So just you have to spend or just you have to put more efforts at in the starting of your career. Okay, where you have to learn multiple tools, multiple technologies. Okay, so that it's easy for you to crack the interview. Okay, so we will talk about the roadmap also, so that it at least some you able to create a higher overview of what exactly you have to learn. Okay, no, the type of companies, definitely in service industries the package varies. The moment you went into the product base or financial institutions, package varies. Okay, so you have to it's up to your choice where you want to go. You want to stay in the service industries where you have the little bit uh, fulfillment of something like, okay, just work 1.5 year in one project, then switch to the other project, so that you will get a chance to work on different environment. Definitely, if you move into the product base or financial institution, you will have a single environment where you have to work, but salary matters. So if you go to the product base or financial institution, definitely your your salary will be higher than the service industry. Okay. If you heard about JP Morgan's, so the ratio is 1:3. If you have the 10 years of experience, 30 lakhs your package. That is a straightforward ratio will be. They won't ask you, okay, what is your expectation and what is your current salary. They won't bother about it. So that's why I'm telling you. If you go into the financial institutions, your ratio will be in terms of experience and salary 1:3. Okay. So these are the few organizations, but out of 199 organization, you will see everyone is hiring DevOps engineer. You just take a name of any organization and I will tell you there is a position of DevOps in that organization is there or not. Okay. So I have a very good that means I have a very big social environment with a lot of people who works in a different organization, and I am very active in community also, where I know which organization is higher, where the DevOps engineers is getting hired and what technologies they are using. Okay, so you have to also do the same thing. You have to keep up to date yourself. You have to connect with the different people who is working in a different organization, so that you automatically understand what's going into the market. Okay, because DevOps is something where you have to always match to the market expectations. It should not like happen that you are still working on Linux 6 and now market is running on Linux 8. So you have to up to date yourself if you really want to become a successful DevOps engineer, because in DevOps there will be a continuous improvement, not just in terms of application, in terms of your platform, in terms of your infrastructure, in terms your time to market. Okay, all these things matters. So you have to keep yourself up to date. It's just not okay, I have learned Java, now I'm become a Java developer, I am whole life I'm going to work on Java. So that is not the way a DevOps engineer is going to work. You have to look into the market, what tools, technologies is being used a lot. Okay, so you have to be ready for that kind of attitude. Now, what does a DevOps engineer do? So now this is very important stuff. So your work is something I told you that you have to collaborate with the developers, system admins, other IT staff to set up the culture. Okay, to set up a culture of collaboration between teams functioning in relative silos, increase efficiency and innovations, which helps them to bring their new release, okay, in a shorter time period. Previously, what happened in big organization or especially in financial institutions, whenever they want to bring their new functionality of their product, it takes a year. So in 1 year they deploy their new changes once in a year. Okay, if you still go with that pace, you won't able to compete the market. Now they want a technology, the way that how they come up with the new changes within a short period of time. So that is there is a phrase called time to market. Okay, so that is very important. A best example, if I say a e-commerce website, you will see on the daily basis there will be a change in their website. How? Because they come up with the new strategies. The DevOps engineers are helping them to to set up a proper culture between the different teams who are working in silos, to come together and start deploying the new changes in a shorter lifetime or in a shorter period of time. Okay, so that is what you have to achieve using these tools. So that's the main role and responsibility of DevOps, to bring all the teams together with the help of automations, with the help of DevOps lifecycle. Okay, all those things. job description. So wherever you will see infrastructure automation, I have already given you the job title: DevOps engineer, DevOps consultant, DevOps specialist, infrastructure as a automation, DevOps middleware, okay, cloud engineer, so all those job titles comes for DevOps engineer. Okay, it's not like that you are working as a DevOps engineer, you can't apply for cloud. You can, because everywhere, whether you are working on a on-premises infrastructure or you are working on the cloud infrastructure, DevOps tools will be there to automate the whole infrastructure and deployment process. Okay, without DevOps tools, you can't automate the infrastructure, creation of infrastructure, deployment of your application, or set up the DevOps culture. It's not possible without DevOps tools. Okay, and there are more than 1,000 tools in the DevOps umbrella, but we never learn all those tools. There are few specific number of tools are there which is used a lot in the market. That's why I told you, you have to make yourself up to date about what are the tech tool and technologies are running in the market under the DevOps umbrella. Okay, so just you have to always need to remain active in your community to understand what's going on in the market, and accordingly you have to update yourself. Okay, so these are the few job description: Ansible, Terraform, Jenkins, Docker, cloud. Okay, whatever word you will see in a job description, that means you are eligible for that. Okay, so it's not like that even though you are aware of this tool and you can apply, you can apply. Okay, so let me just go through the roadmap. So some key technologies which every DevOps engineer needs to learn: Linux. Okay, it is mostly wide open source operating system used. Okay, if you talk about Docker, okay, if you talk about via cloud computer engines and everything, though all these are using Linux operating system. Bash, okay, some of scripting language like Bash, Ruby, Ansible, it is an automation tool. Chef, again, it is a automation tool. Git, it is a source code repository. Okay, then we have a Docker, it is a containerized tool. Kubernetes, orchestration containerizing tool. Okay, and then DevOps cloud and all those kind of things you have to learn. Okay, so it is a package of all the different tool stack. Okay, which can help you to become a successful DevOps engineer. Okay, so as I told you, these are the skill sets. Okay, it doesn't require any programming knowledge. Okay, again, if you don't have any programming knowledge, don't worry. A DevOps engineer doesn't require a program. If you have, it's an advantage. If you don't have, not a problem. Okay, because whatever the tools we are going to learn in to become a DevOps engineer doesn't require any programming skills. Yeah, gradually as you become more experienced IT professional, automatically you are able to learn all this programming language. Okay, so but this is programming language is not a prerequisite to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, so don't worry about it. Bash is a part of Linux. Okay, so automatically you will learn. Okay, Azure, AWS is a cloud technology. So if you learn one of the cloud technology, automatically other, it's just a matter of time to go through the concepts and the terminologies. Okay, database administrator, it's not a prerequisite, but if you know, that is again an advantage for you. Okay, Ansible is a configuration management tool. It is used for automation. Jenkins is a CI tool. Okay, it also helps for automating the deployment process. Docker is a containerized one. So all these are very basic tools. Okay, and these are the tools which used widely in the IT organization. Out of 199 organizations, you will see some of the tools being used by them. Okay, so after this responsibilities, I told you that you have to automate. So automating is nothing but creating the pipeline, interaction with other tools, work on automation backlog, infrastructure management, That means you have to create or destroy the infrastructure with the help of some automation tool, dealing with legacy stuff. That is why they hired they are hiring DevOps engineer, so that they will bring out their all the application from the legacy and move towards the cloud. So you will see a lot of migration projects. Okay, training and self-development is a continuous learning process. I told you, DevOps, if you want to become a successful DevOps engineer, there will be a continuous self-learning, documentation. So all these things are very basic from the role responsibility point of view. And how to become a DevOps engineer? Understanding of you have to understand all the major DevOps tools. Okay, ability to automate using DevOps. Okay, familiar with it's not a exact requirement if I say programming language, but if you know, it's good. Experience with cloud, Ansible, Terraform, Docker. Okay, then passion is definitely, it is something which you need. If you have the passion to learn new things, okay, nobody is going to stop you to become a successful DevOps engineer. So that is something which you have to you require that thing in your that attitude, okay, towards learning. So this is the learning path. Apart from that, Intellipaat blogs are there. Intellipaat Academy will provide you all the sessions. YouTube is also there. Okay. Then you have to connect with Intellipaat. You will get an offer on your enrollment. Just check with the Intellipaat team. Okay, about the curriculum, about the your notes, your Intellipaat account, and everything. They will provide you. Okay, so this is the contact information. Okay, so if you guys have any question, just do let me know. Otherwise, I will hand over the session to the Intellipaat guys. I come from non-IT background. No problem, Mohammed. As I told you, there is we don't require any prerequisite to become a successful DevOps engineer. Now it's up to your passion, what exactly you want to learn. If you have that passion, okay, you able to learn DevOps. I have seen people who came from non-IT background, even they don't know the meaning of IT. Now they are working as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so they enroll in into the learning subscriptions. They learn it, and now they are working as DevOps because there are huge openings. Okay, and company wants that DevOps guy at least who knows something. Okay, so Python, do I need? See, Tara, it's not mandatory, but gradually you have to learn. Okay, because at some time when you become 5 or 6 year experienced DevOps guy, so you should know a scripting language. So basic is more than sufficient for any scripting language. But as you start working or you're learning DevOps, so right now it's not necessary. But gradually, when you have at least minimum 5 years of experience, you need a basic one. Okay, is Linux necessary? Why not Windows? So see the scene is most of the DevOps tools. If you talk about Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Ansible, or take any name, those are more Linux friendly tools. And in production, every organization wants go with Linux. Why? Because they are saving license cost. Okay, if they use Windows, they have to purchase the license, they have to purchase the antivirus and all those things. And again, it requires more resource. If you go with Windows, it requires more resource to run, whereas Linux is more friendly. Okay, it doesn't require that much resource, it doesn't require any antivirus, and it is open source, and it's everything you will available without any license. So in production environment, most of the organization wants Linux. So that's why all the open source tool, even all these are open source tools. Who is going to pay for those tools? That's why everyone is using Linux, and they are more Linux friendly tools. Anything else, guys, which you want to discuss? We have still a couple of minutes. If we go Azure DevOps, still we if you work with core DevOps, okay, you automatically understand what tools this Azure DevOps or other cloud technologies are using. If you don't know Git, you won't able to work on Azure DevOps. If you don't know how the integration happens, you won't able to identify what Azure DevOps are using in the background. So that's why we prefer go with the core DevOps first. It will give you a clear view what kind of tools this cloud technology or cloud industries are using in the background. Okay. I'm assistant, so but I want to move. Yes, you can apply. Okay, even though, see, as I told you, you are from the non-IT background. Definitely you have to apply as a fresher. If you have that, if you learn this DevOps tools and apply for fresher, definitely you will get an edge if you compare with the other people who are going to apply as a fresher without any knowledge of DevOps. So you definitely you will get an edge in that case. Windows belong to Microsoft. Yes. Which are the platform DevOps can be used? See, nowadays you in any platform DevOps is something where we can use it. Okay, if you talk about Windows platform, Linux platform, or even in the network instrument, okay, everywhere we are going to use these tools. Okay, your configuration management tool is capable of configuring your network like router, all those, because they have also kernel to run it. So nowadays wherever you will see wherever you will find the kernel, that means that can be automated via DevOps. DevOps is just a culture. Okay, whatever the tools coming under the DevOps, those tools can do all those things. Okay, so I will hand over this session to the Intellipaat, and if you have any other queries, they can let you know.
Well, thank you. I'll take it from here. I see that there are no more questions. Hi, guys. I hope I'm audible. My name is Charles. I am an advisor and a career counselor. I've been doing this for about 13 years. So I'm going to show you where you can access more information about the training program itself. So firstly, before we start, I would like to tell you that, of course, most of you would have done research, quite a bit of research about DevOps. So cloud and DevOps are like husband and wife. Whoever wants to get into DevOps should know cloud. So whoever wants to get into cloud should know DevOps. So whether you are a beginner or whether you are experienced in different domains, everyone can get into DevOps. That is not a problem at all. So it is up to you. The only thing that you should be having on your mind is willingness to learn, because we are going to train you from the very basic to advanced step by step. So here we are on the Intellipaat homepage. So let's find the program. So we have something called as popular courses. Under popular courses, cloud computing. So I will take you through a program which is a Belhaven University, a multi-cloud program. And let's see, Azure program, AWS, and DevOps. So these are the programs let's discuss today, so that you will be able to understand what this program has to offer. So firstly, this is in collaboration with Belhaven University, which is a renowned university in the US. And this program is also in collaboration with IBM and Microsoft, like you notice here. So this is a 7 months, I would say 6 to 7 months of comprehensive program, which is conducted both weekdays and weekends. You can choose whichever is convenient for you. And this also comes with PLA credits. So if you're planning for higher education in the US universities, so these PLA credits is definitely going to come in handy. Now, Out of 150 courses Intellipaat offers, I would say about 12 to 15 courses only we are offering 100% job interview guaranteed. So this is one among the programs. So let's straight away get into the benefits of the program. So this is a PG certificate of completion that you'll be getting from Belhaven University. And this is the IBM and Microsoft course completion certificate, guys. So this is a multi-cloud program, which is very hot in the market. So this we are covering the top 3 clouds, which is AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, along with DevOps and Python. So no matter what kind of job search you do, everybody is going to ask you certain cloud, DevOps, a programming language, and Linux. These are the mandatory stuff anybody for any role you're applying, whether you're an experienced or fresher, doesn't matter. These are the tools companies are looking for or expected out of you. So once you complete the program, you will be qualified to work as a cloud architect, AWS solutions architect, cloud transformation architect, Azure architect, cloud solutions architect, enterprise architect. So these are just to name a few roles that you'll be qualified to work once you complete the program. Well, here we see skills to master. Well, I was talking to you about certain skill sets. So this is what it takes for you to land a career. So it depends upon your prior experience, how much of these skill sets are mandatory. It depends if you're fresher, how much of these skill sets are mandatory. So that varies from person to person, depending upon your current package, depending upon your region you're based out of, depending upon your current designation. So I will be able to figure it out only if I know you personally. Of course, I'll just share you my contact information so that you can directly contact me on WhatsApp and we can have a quick call to understand you better and guide you into the right program. So here we find the curriculum. So here you see the ones which are highlighted in blue are live instructor-led training, lifetime access. There is no expiration, guys. So we are the only edutech company to offer you lifetime access, even with the live instructor. You can attend as many classes, retake as many batches. Nobody's going to stop you or question you. And instructors are live, so any questions you have, totally interactive. So feel free to ask any questions. They're definitely there to help you out. And the ones which are highlighted in green, these are self-paced, which are pre-recorded videos. So pre-recorded videos can be handled by yourself. That is the reason we have the live instructor-led, which you require or you need to have an instructor in order to become proficient with the technology. So this is the most important part of any training program, not only cloud, any training program. Because guys, industries are looking for people who have experience. Any job role, whether it's data science, cybersecurity, cloud, or even networking, you name a job, openings, they are looking for people who have experience. So do not mistake, no company is going to ask you certain years of experience from that company or this company. All they care about is relevant hands-on experience. So these real-time projects is going to give you enough hands-on experience that you can get into an interview and clear the interview. Because during the interview, nobody's going to ask you what is CI/CD pipeline or what is S3 bucket. They're going to ask you questions like, when you worked on a CI/CD pipeline using EC2 instance, what are the challenges you faced and how did you overcome those challenges? So in order to answer such technical questions, you need to have a practical hands-on. So no videos or no theories or lectures is going to help you or come in handy. Only if you practice these projects is when you can become proficient, and then only you can clear the interview as well. So let's say in the interview, they're just going to the final rounds. They're just going to give you a technical round. They're just going to give the desktop for you and ask you to find the mistake and fix it. So you can do that only if you have practically practiced it. So that is what we believe as Intellipaat. We do not teach you guys, we train you guys. The training is going to be completely practical, not theoretical. It's going to be through exercises, assignments, quizzes, and real-time projects. And all our instructors are working professionals with 15, 20 years of experience in IT, who are currently working as cloud architects and cloud engineers. So they're going to train you in a practical way. Because our main objective is to make sure that you're industry ready, so you get proficient with the technology and you're able to land a career in cloud. So we provide you every lab environment for you to learn, play, and practice. If in case if you're stuck, not to worry, we have a technical team who works around the clock, who is going to help you, guide you, and assist you guys. So once you complete the beginner project is when you get to know what are your strengths and weaknesses, whether you're good in programming so that you can get into a DevOps engineer role, whether you're not good in programming, you can get into a cloud engineer role. So that depends. So you will get a firm idea so that you will be practicing relevant projects during intermediate and advanced level. So we are going to help you practice the projects from the basic to intermediate, and finally moving to advanced. So this is a step-by-step process, guys. So you're not jumping into an advanced topic even without knowing what it is. So the fundamentals are very, very important no matter what kind of technology you're learning. So we are going to make sure the fundamentals are very, very strong. Now, moving further, this is peer learning. This is a platform where you can interact with your peers who are taking classes along with you from India, US, Canada, Europe, Middle East, throughout the globe. So you can exchange ideas, you can discuss with your peers and learn through this platform as well. So here we are, Career Services by Intellipaat. So this is what happens once you complete the training, guys. Interview preparation. So we are going to dedicate one whole month of our time in order to prepare you for the interview through mock interview sessions and one-on-one career mentoring sessions. And we build your resume and LinkedIn profile. So on your resume, all these projects are also going to go on your resume, which is going to make sure your resume looks very much presentable. And of course, even these certificates from IBM and Microsoft and this PG certificate from the Haven also. So this is what makes your resume very, very strong. And anybody would want to invite you for an interview. And from there, in order to clear the interview, you will have to have these hands-on projects. So that is where these projects are going to come in handy, because even these projects are also going to go on your resume. And you definitely can tell the interviewer that you practice these projects as a freelancer. And how are they going to believe that whatever your resume says is legit? They're going to ask you questions based on the projects that you have mentioned on the resume. So you can definitely answer any questions because you practiced and you completed these projects by yourself in the first place. So you're not faking your resume, you're not mentioning which is irrelevant, you're mentioning everything on the resume which is legit and which you know and which you have practiced. So that is how projects are going to come in handy during the interview. So we have also mentioned on writing, guys, this comes with 100% job interview guarantee. So let me just show you that. So 3 guaranteed interviews. So whether you're based from US, Canada, Europe, India, unless you have a work permit, so we guarantee you minimum 3, maximum 5 interviews will be scheduled. So if you can invest, let's say 7, maximum 8 hours in one whole week, which 98% of our attendees are able to do it. So we have 1.3 million learners so far. So if they are able to put in 7 to 8 hours in one whole week, I don't know what's stopping you guys. Anybody can do that. So even if you take weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday 6 hours, between Monday to Friday, whenever you are available, in order to complete those small quizzes and assignments given by the instructor based on the topics he covered, you just have to spend 1 hour between Monday to Friday in order to complete that, so that you are thorough with the tool and ready to go for the next tool. So if you are able to do that, clearing, I would say 4 interviews out of 5 is not at all a big deal, because we are 100% sure you will not be asked any questions outside the content. So you will be asked any questions only with regards to these skill sets, because that is what industry is looking for. So moving further, this particular admission details. So you will have to let me know about your details, where I'll be helping you out with. So the program fee is 75,000 plus GST. So I would be honest with you guys, only because of COVID subsidy, the cost is really, really cheap. Even you can check any other edutech companies with any US university affiliated programs, or even IIT we have, no program is less than 1,75,000 plus GST. Then why are we offering at this such a low price? Is pretty simple, because of COVID subsidy from Indian government. So this subsidy will not be available for the next month. And because the cost being so cheap, we closed down the registrations 3 weeks ago itself. But fortunately for you guys who are attending the webinar, a couple of customers wants to move their batch to April because of some current project requirement. So we have 2 slots, which the management has decided to proceed on a first come first serve basis. And that is purely on a first come first serve basis. So we do not force any customers. We do not try to convince them, because they know what's best for them. So if you're looking to get 100% result, we are here to help you. But it's not only about the money, it's about 7, maximum 8 hours of your time in one whole week. If you're willing to invest that on the table, believe me, achieving 100% result is not a big deal on the 7th or the 8th month. So you also get discount on this, but I just have 2 slots, which purely works on first come first serve basis. So to know more about this particular cost, this is my WhatsApp number for US. You can WhatsApp me on my US number, or you can WhatsApp me on my Indian number, or you can directly email me on my email address. So anything suits you best. So kindly WhatsApp me. Let's have a discussion about your career, so that you will be heading towards the right direction instead of wasting 1 or 2 years of time by researching. By that time, you could have already completed the program and had a 1 year of experience already working in cloud. So I'm sure you have a lot of questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a message or text on the window that you are able to see. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So here we have Azure program. So there might be few attendees in this webinar who are much inclined towards Azure as a technology in cloud. So this particular program, the benefits are remain the same, guys. The job interview guaranteed, or the lab access, or the Bellhaven certificate of completion, PG certificate. The only difference is this primarily focuses only on Azure products. So this covers Azure Administrator, Developer, Architecture, Azure with DevOps, Azure Data Factory, and SQL. The remaining are self-learning. So this focuses primarily on Azure projects. The only difference is this is multi-cloud program, which focuses on top 3 clouds. This primarily focusing only on Azure. And even in terms of slot, it's only 2 slots, and the pricing as well. And this is AWS, primarily focusing only on AWS products, which is Developer, AWS SysOps, Solutions Architect, AWS Cloud Migration, AWS DevOps, and DevOps. So to know which program would be suitable for you, I'm an advisor doing this for 13 years. Kindly WhatsApp me. Let's have a discussion. So let me help you and push you in the right direction so that you will not be regretting the decision that you have taken. And this is a program for DevOps, people who want to be a developer and who wants to proceed or excel in DevOps as a profession should get into this. So this primarily focuses on DevOps. So here you see DevOps, AWS, Kubernetes, Git, and GitHub, AWS DevOps, and Azure DevOps. So this is for those people who are okay to learn a bit more advanced programming and coding. They can get into this. So a lot of factors, in fact, a lot of factors really matter which program that you should get into. So that is where an advisor was going to come and help you out, so that I know your education background, your current job, is it IT or non-IT, and what's your current package, what are you aiming towards, which region you're based out of. So based on multiple factors, I'll be able to guide you and push you in the right direction. So please don't hesitate to WhatsApp me on either of my numbers, or drop me an email ID, drop me an email to my email. So I'll be more than happy to discuss further about the program. So guys, before winding up the program, so it is going to be very, very cheap compared to any other programs out there in the market, with the job interview guarantee, and also the Bellhaven program certification. So I hope today's presentation and webinar was useful. Kindly WhatsApp. Bye-bye.